Alrighty, how's it going? So, today on Robbins Car Ranch, I am going to see if the DeWalt Flex Volt reciprocating saw is worth the money. So, what I have out here is a couple trees we've fallen, and they all need limbed. And I was kind of like, well, instead of using a chainsaw, maybe I'll use this and see how long one of the 9 amp hour batteries works. So, I just walked out here as kind of a test. This thing's brand new. Still is a blade that comes in the box. What model number is this? This is the DCS 389. It came with a 9 amp hour battery and a 6 amp charger for that battery. So my plan is, as you can see, I have the 6 amp hour on it. I have the 9 amp hour battery on the charger. That blade's only cut this one branch and that little bit. So my goal is to see how far this can go on one blade and one battery. How much of this tree I can get limbed. So I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse, grab the freshly charged 9 amp hour battery when it finishes charges, and get pruning. So hopefully this holds up really good. I've had some issues with like the Ryobi reciprocating saws in the past. The batteries die really fast, so hopefully this will work. As you can see, the big donk 9 amp hour battery is fully charged, so that's the one I'm going to go ahead and pop on here before I get to cutting the tree up. Alrighty, well, I guess we have a slight issue. So, my trees, I mean, you can see all these stubs are all branches, are all pruned. My 2 trees that were fallen, I thought there was 3, but there was only 2. That's a brush pile. None of that's connected to the tree. There's a little chunk there. The reciprocating saw here was fantastic. I think it's a touch slower than a chainsaw maybe, because this took me a lot longer than I thought it should have. But then again, this isn't the right tool for the job, and it's kind of a worst case scenario for this stuff. And let's see if I can one-handed this. It crushed pruning all these trees, limbing them. Not pruning, limbing them. They're fallen. Except for my coat hanger chunk. And my big issue right now is she's still got 2 bars of battery left. I don't know what to do. I had another 9 amp hour and 2 6 amp hour batteries fully charged ready for this. I was going to stop. I expect to make it 10-15 minutes and have to change the battery. So, I guess there's that little group of trees that need limbed, all the dead limbs cut off. I mean, my blade's a little bent now. Also, this blade this thing comes with is just horrible. Should be thrown away, but I wanted to see. I didn't want to drive an hour to go pick blades up. So anyways, I mean, I guess I'm going to limb that little group of trees until either I get tired of doing it or I actually run out of battery. So I'm going to throw you guys back on the time lapse. Well, as you guys just saw in the time lapse, I have spent a little over an hour pruning all these trees up above the ground. And as you can see, I got a pretty gosh darn son of a gun decent pile of brush here. Along with limbing those 2 trees and just a bunch of running it. When I was doing these, I was like, all the way down, just kept it running. And maybe not the perfect tool for limbing trees by a long shot. Kind of sucks at actually limbing trees. But let me tell you, for this just cleanup pruning, I'll take this thing over a chainsaw. It works great for this little stuff. You don't nick the side of the trees like you do with the chainsaw or anything. And the crazy thing is, I still have 1 bar battery, which on the DeWalts, when they go dead, they still show 1 light. But I can't feel it. I'm losing power at all still. Like, still cuts through stuff just fine. I did bend the blade, but that's not the tool's fault. So anyways, let me see if I can do this. I hope you guys enjoy this episode of Rowden's Car Ranch. If you're on the fence about buying one of these Flex Volt, my dad's staring at me through the new shed window. Wave! Hello, everybody! He's in there. We're working on the shed. Sounds like he's trying to run his Ryobi Sawzaw in there. Anyways, I gotta get helping Dad, but if you're on the fence about buying one of these Flex Volt Sawzaws, just do it. Just buy it. Buy it any day. Buy it. They're great. I have no regrets. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode.